stories because my brother Mark, who couldn't be here, has written something. So I'll read his and then I'll read mine if that's all right with everybody. Yeah. So just pretend I'm a handsome young man. I know it'll be difficult to do. So this is from Mark. I don't think there could have been a better time in my life to have been asked to write something about my mother.
Where's your bar at? You had to do that when you was a kid, too.
It never ends, right? This is about Mom.
Okay.
In the years of growing, we have had time to learn, time to share, and time to reflect. Not saying that I figured it all out. Believe me, I thought I had figured it out at 18 years old, and I was not even close. It was only a few months ago on a ride home after spending the evening with my parents that I had a conversation with my wife. I spoke to her about how I realized how much my mother has had to sacrifice. I don't know for sure where this came from.
You was laughing at me.
I don't know for sure where this came from. It must be more of that time of reflection, since I have put a lot of thought into this and realized more and more how incredible of a woman my mother truly is. I've always loved my mother, but don't think I could truly appreciate all that she had done for my family until I had time to experience life myself. Mothers are cooks, nurses, accountants, housekeepers, philosophers, teachers, and are always there with a warm embrace when you need a little pick-me-up. This is all on top of 40 hours that she would spend at work every week. She would come home after her day at work and would barely have her shoes off, and we would be asking, Mom, what's for dinner? Of course, she would suggest something, but with 4 kids, really all would agree. After much debate amongst us and still no resolution, she would finally have heard enough and say that we would be having turkey turd and rainwater.
You'd be having what?
Turkey turd and rainwater.
That's what I thought you said.
We had it a lot.
If she actually stuck to her word, we would have eaten a lot of that through the years. I can recall countless nights of me walking into Mom and Dad's room because I would be having an asthma attack. In the middle of the night, Mom would come down, set up the machine for my treatment, and sit with me until I went back to bed. Then arise in the morning and get right back at it. Many times when we all as kids have those growing pains, whether it's going through a breakup that you of course knew was the one, or just dealing with the trials and tribulations that life may bring, moms are always there to make it better. No matter what they said and how much you may have known it wasn't going to be easy as they stated, it always brought calm and relief. Even things that she did that you understand what it means today, as a teen asking her to go out for the evening and you get the response, ask your father. I know now this is the same as when my wife says, do what you want. It all equals, you can go, but I prefer you not, and there may be consequences. After looking back at all this and everything my mother has done, is where I got the word sacrifice. To think of all she has done for me, and that doesn't even include my brothers and sister, to remember all she did, and then to realize she did the same, to remember all she did, and then to realize she did the same for them brought me to tears. Tears of thanks, respect, and love. Mom always had the things that she enjoyed. The Young and the Restless, reading, her elephants. In recent time of reflection is when I realized why it's always so hard to buy gifts for my mother. With my father, there are always fallbacks. John Deere merchandise, Yankees apparel, items for the garage, and of course, iTunes gift cards. With Mom, there are only so many elephant figurines one woman needs. Her life was us. There wasn't time for her to enjoy the things that she wanted. It was always her involving herself into what we wanted and never making you feel like she didn't want to be part of it. I could go on and write so many things, so many incredible things that my mother has done to help mold me into the person I am today. And still to this day, I don't know. And still to this day, I know she is only a phone call away from giving me the same state of calm that I've always needed. It seems the older I get, the more I have come to realize how powerful a mother's love is. And all the love still remains after not being the easiest of teenagers to love. Even though that time I still always felt her love and her encouragement, most people will say that their mother was the best mom. I don't think that there is a way to truly know this, although I would argue hard in her favor. What I do know is my mom, that she is my mom, and I'm happy she is. I love you, Mark. Should have read mine first. I will say I didn't really know about this until I came down, so. Here you are. A little boy asked his mother, "Why are you crying?" "Because I'm a woman," she told him. "I don't understand," he said. His mom just hugged him and said, "And you never will." Later, the little boy asked his father, "Why does mom seem to cry for no reason?" "All women cry for no reason," was all his dad could say. The little boy grew up and became a man, still wondering why women cry. Finally, he put in a call to God. When God answered the phone, he asked, "God, why do women cry so easily?" God said, "When I made the woman, she had to be special. I made her shoulders strong enough to carry the weight of the world, yet gentle enough to give comfort. I gave her an inner strength to endure childbirth and rejection that many times come from her children. I gave her hardness that allows her to keep going when everyone else gives up, and to take care of her family through sickness and fatigue without complaining. I gave her the sensitivity to love her children under any circumstances, even when her child has hurt her very badly. I gave her strength to carry her husband through his faults and fashioned her from his rib to protect his heart. I gave her wisdom to know that a good husband never hurts his wife, but sometimes tests her strength and even her resolve to stand beside him. And finally, I gave her a tear to shed. This is hers exclusively to use whenever it is needed." "You see, my son," said God, "the beauty of a woman is not in the clothes she wears, the figure she carries, or the way she combs her hair. The beauty of a woman must be seen in her eyes, because it is a doorway to her heart and the place where love resides." I've seen many tears from my mom over the years, some from sadness, some from sorrow, some from heartache, but tons of tears of joy. Through all the tears that she has shed, she has been a solid rock of reason and understanding for our family. Even to raise 3 rough, grungy little boys and 1 sweet little innocent girl. It could not have been an easy task. I know that we often didn't make it easy for her. Saturday morning trips to the grocery store often turned into a 3-ring circus, but she had her way of keeping us in line. On the ride home, we would get to the bottom of Roof Road, and she would tell us the car couldn't make it up the hill. She told us to face backward, kick our feet, and blow really hard to help the car along. I'm not sure what the neighbors thought of the 10-mile-an-hour roof car going up the hill, but when we got home, we were all so exhausted that she had at least 40 minutes of peace and quiet, but not until we carried the groceries in. Mom, it's hard to express in words the gratitude and emotion I feel toward you. A mother can give advice to her sons on how to treat a woman, how to be polite in public, and to make sure you always have clean underwear in case something bad happens. But the gift you give your daughter is a much greater one. From a small girl, I've watched you. I saw you work hard at your more than 9-to-5 job, come home to chaos of children, cook dinner, do baths, do homework, laundry, and through it all you kept control. And as we grow older, I've watched you make difficult decisions, and although I know they weren't easy for you, you did them with ease and grace. I watched as you cared for your parents, never once questioning why. I watched as you coached the boys and myself through difficult times in our lives as we become adults. The gift that you've given me is not one of words or one that is wrapped in a pretty box. You've gifted to me the desire to be the best woman and mother I could ever be. I've got a lot to live up to, but I'll try. Thank you for being the perfect role model and for giving me the gift of you. I love you.